guys, how are you doing today? It's Ebony, and today the focus of my video is this plant, the Marniere's Kalanchoe. I'll put the technical name up there, but not 100% sure how to pronounce it correctly, so I just call it Marniera because that's one of the nicknames for this plant. But it's this plant right here. And the problem that I have, which is not really a bad problem, but it's that I have a lot of different pots, or at least multiple pots. So this is one of my pots full of it. This is my largest pot. There is a lot of new growth, and also at the bottom, I've already pulled this stuff out actually because it was kind of tedious, but there are several pieces like this where a lot of the stem has rotted and the plant is not getting any water, so leaves are falling off. Whoop. So I'm gonna show you how to fix that. Here's another one that's a little smaller, but it's pieces that look like this, where there's just a lot of leaves that have begun propagating themselves like this. And I want to make sure that these have access to light and soil. I mean, there's soil at the bottom of the pot, but I want to make sure they have access to light. The really cool thing about this plant is how quickly it propagates. And it's kind of like the mother of thousands, mother of millions, and it grows these little babies and they have roots. So it's super easy to propagate it. I have another pot which doesn't look nice at all, basically. As you can see, there are some pieces that are taller, and then there are a lot of pieces that are really short and small. And so what I want to do, or my goal, is to kind of take the pots that I have and group them together according to size. This thing is in my vertical planter, and as these get bigger and taller, although they're very beautiful, I pull the plants in and out of my vertical planter, and so that means that it's easy to damage these, and I'd like to kind of have a smaller amount of them in the vertical planter and move the bigger ones to a separate pot. So that's kind of why I'm bothering with them, and I just want to show you how to deal with kind of an overgrown plant situation. But Kalanchoe is a very, I won't say it's easy because it's hard for some people. Any plant can be, but it's a prolific plant that is very beautiful to me. It reminds me a bit of eucalyptus, which is actually for me really difficult to grow. So yeah, so I'd like for more people to be crazy about this. What I'm gonna do is pull the largest pieces out here, and then I'm gonna make sure that any bit of this plant that's remaining are smaller. And I think that's gonna put me in a good place. And this one seems like medium size, this piece here that has the rotted roots. So I'm gonna start by just cutting this. And I'm gonna give it another cut because that doesn't look okay. So now this part is just green, and there are 2 nodes here, so I'm certain that this will do well once I stick it down in the soil. And this soil that's in my vertical planter is dry, so I can give that a couple days to get accustomed before I watered this. Okay, so I'm going to start, like I said, by removing the tallest pieces. think that's pretty good, actually. So what it's kind of doing is just going around the corner a little bit. And what that will do is leave me some space to put some other types of plants in my vertical planter. So if you can see it now, no. Okay, let's see. Yeah, okay, so now there's like a bit here. There's some here along this part. And then there's some going this way, back here. Some roots. So for this piece that's kind of sticking out doing its own thing, I'm actually gonna just cut this, put root in it, because I don't want the piece to bend like this. So what I'm going to do is cut it past that bend here, just like right here, where it's not gonna let it do that L-shaped thing that it's trying to do. So I'll pull off these lower leaves, all right, and then stick this piece right here, which is basically where that other bit was, except it's not all bent. And that's basically what I don't want. So I'm gonna dig that down in there a little bit, and this will be happy when I'm able to water it in a couple of days, or like a week maybe. I'll pull out just a couple of these other rocks and a piece of root. Let's see. This pot is healthy. Like I said, it's really pretty, but there's a lot of roots at the bottom, and there are a lot of leaves at the bottom, and either they're gonna end up rotting or they're just gonna keep producing babies, and the babies won't have that much sun. So what I want to start by doing is removing the leaves that are really low to the surface of the soil. And then I'm going to fill this pot with some more soil that are like shriveled looking. And then I'm going to just give this a drink. I'm not even going to worry about adding more soil, because there are a lot of babies down there. Okay, so I'm going to just give it some water and let that be it. And the reason that I keep this plant in a ceramic planter is because this plant tends to be thirsty to me. I don't know. If you guys have a Kalanchoe, Marniera, or any of the other kinds that are similar, from the mother of thousands, mother of millions family, do you think that they're more thirsty as succulents? Because some succulents, they really don't like getting that much water. I feel like this one does. Send me a message if you've had this plant before. Tell me if you think it actually likes water or not. It could just be my opinion. I don't know. It could just be my opinion. So what I'm going to do is work on this pot next, because it really does look bad. But I'm going to start with, since I pulled that clump out, I mean, that clump didn't make it look like this. This just looks bad. something's not right here. Okay, so that's enough for this. I mean, it doesn't look amazing, but basically all you have to see is kind of like the potential of what it could be. I just need these bits of plant to reach the soil and develop. I ended up with a whole nother pot. I'm going to just go with it and give a pot to someone, just anyone that looks like they could possibly be a half decent plant parent. Okay guys, well, thank you for taking a moment to look at me try and work on this plant, and thank you for supporting my channel by watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and hopefully I'll see you soon in my next video. Bye!